We are 3 days out. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, three. 3 days out until I do ayahuasca, and I'm feeling nervous today. There's still the excitement for sure, but the nerves are definitely there. I'm feeling just like, oh my God, I don't know what's gonna happen. Yeah, I mean, it's life, right? We never know what's gonna happen. We can only wait and see. I'm gonna go to the gym to release some of this anxiety that I'm feeling in my body. So amped up to be in Colombia already. I love Colombia. It's such a beautiful place. Let's get there. I'm here in Colombia in our Airbnb. This is day 2 that we've been here. It's the night before us doing ayahuasca. Started off our day by going to a restaurant that is nearby, and we had seafood paella, and that was pretty good. After that, we went to the mall, El Tesoro. If you're from Colombia, you must know it. If you're not, it starts with a T. Went there, we did some window shopping, walked around. Then we ate at this restaurant that was close to the mall called El Bosque Era Rosado. Super cute. It was super, super cute. We had the best meal that we've had since we've gotten here. We ordered 12 cauliflower tacos. Those were so, so good. It had pineapple, cilantro, onion, and then this like spicy sauce. But I kind of stood away from that because that's like, I don't know if that's part of the diet, but I'm trying to stay away from spice. I decided for like this last meal to not eat anything of animals. So we had the cauliflower tacos. I also had mushroom tacos, which were really, really good. Like the mushrooms taste like steak. In my mind, they taste like steak. Then we drove 45 minutes back to our Airbnb. Now we're home and I'm gonna start unwinding. It's about, what time is it? 9 o'clock. We really want to wake up early to catch the sunrise, do meditation, or want to write a bit before I go. Yeah, just feeling super ready, honestly. Just super ready, super excited for this. And yeah, I'll speak to you tomorrow. Good morning. So today is the morning of. I caught the sunrise and it was breathtaking. Waking up this morning, I felt I'm feeling, because the feelings are still there. Excited, feeling fear, I'm feeling like joy and immense amount of gratitude because this is just, I can't believe it's happening. Yeah, just being present, just being as present as I possibly can because that's what I want for today. Maybe I don't even have a choice. These feelings I'm feeling right now, I don't want them to go away. Even the fear, I'm just with them. I'm just sitting with them like I'm about to sit with ayahuasca and just, I'm just along for the ride. Taking myself and in this experience, however it comes, without trying to control it. That's the main thing for me, is control. Even allowing that to be there. You know, I'm really not trying to manipulate or transform my feelings. At the moment, I'm just like letting them be. I'm gonna get ready in a little bit. We were instructed to eat light this morning, and that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna eat some fruit, I'm gonna get ready. Oh yeah, something else. I meditated and I journaled, which is over there, my journal. And then I was looking at this beautiful view. So I was doing that, and when I was meditating, I felt here, and just the things I really want to work on just was surfacing, and I was just like, this feels wonderful. Like, this is what I want to bring. This is like my offering. This is what I want to just create today. Understanding, learning my emotions. That's one of my intentions, like really learning and being with my emotions on like another level. Feelings. This is like my work. This is what I love to do. So being able to sit with them and create a safe space internally, and also creating a safe space around me with the people in my life, my clients, my community. Create a lot of love for myself and for others, and connection. Just creating deep connection is one of my main goals for today. I'm going to get ready in a little bit. I'm gonna show you my outfit. We're supposed to all wear white. And yeah. Just squeezing some lime over everything. I really love lime on top of papaya. I used to not like papaya whatsoever. And then my aunt, Tata, told me putting lime on top of papaya changes your life. So look at that. All right, so I'm ready now. We're about an hour out, so I'm gonna show you really quick my outfit. This is me. Then I'm wearing my little dangly earrings, my jade necklace, and I have this amulet. It's a goddess amulet. I wear it every day. Honestly, every day. I love it. Then I bought this bracelet yesterday as a symbol, like just the before and after me. That's it. And then I just want to show you this view. One more again. Can you see it? Yeah, there we go. We're gonna be leaving very soon, so yep.
Cambiémonos de lugar.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Ooh, so
Ahí
nice.
se encontrarán.
Qué rico. Qué rico. Where we did our ayahuasca ceremony was truly beautiful. The location has such lovely energy, and all the people that assisted us during our ceremony were so helpful and so caring. You could honestly feel all their love that they were pouring into us by just taking care of us. I didn't film the ceremony because it was a sacred space, but we did move so much old energy out of us that the following days, all we wanted to do was relax, take in nature from our backyard, and this was one of my favorite days. Just watching the sunset over the mountains, relaxing, and talking to the guys about my experience and just sharing with them everything that had unfolded was truly special. So, hello, here we are back in Boston. It has now been 1 month, officially 1 month and a day, since I took ayahuasca. And to explain what ayahuasca is, I don't remember if I explained it before. It's been a month. So much has happened, so much has changed. But to explain what ayahuasca is, it is a psychoactive medicine that indigenous cultures have been using for thousands of years for its healing properties. And I decided to do ayahuasca because I've been on my spiritual journey now for about 10 years. I want to say I started in 2014. That is the year that I moved to Boston from Florida. I read a book. I read this book. It's called The Dark Side of the Light Chaser. And when I read that book, that literally opened my eyes to what I wanted to do. At the time, I didn't know it, but I remember when I finished that book, it was all about spirituality and healing and understanding yourself on a deep level. After I read that book, I just knew that I just needed more of it. I needed to understand it more because at that point, I was just feeling very lost. So, long story short, I read that book and I also heard about ayahuasca. I believe it was that year. And I knew I wanted to do it because I've always been somebody who tried to understand what was happening on the inside of people, on the inside of myself. So I really wanted to connect with other people and connect with myself. Even though I was very shy and very much a loner and always would stay to myself, I deeply craved connection. I just didn't know how to do it. But I learned as the years went by that the more I connected with myself, the more I was able to connect with others. Doing ayahuasca has helped me really connect with myself. Let me tell you about my story. So I went with three other people. It was my boyfriend Chris, his cousin Jonathan, who is my friend, and Jonathan's friend Helbert, who is now our friend as well. It was just a great group. We rented out an Airbnb. It was honestly really great energy. We were all on the same wavelength where we were all just chill there trying to heal. We were all very vulnerable and expressive with each other and the things we wanted to work on while we were there. So we were very respectful of each other's space. We all would meditate on our own time or go out and journal. Many of us would just sit out on the hill and just give each other our space. So it was really nice that we were all there together, but we were also able to take our time for ourselves. That was a really nice balance. We're on a diet for the past week. For this diet, we couldn't have any pork, any red meat, alcohol. That was one. I'm looking here on the internet because I totally forgot what the diet was. No spicy, nothing spicy. Dairy products, no sugar as well. So we weren't eating anything that was sugary. And we were eating a lot more fresh vegetables the week prior and also the week after we were supposed to. It didn't turn out that way. It was more like 3 days, but we really stood by the diet for the week before. And the reason for this was because when you are about to do ayahuasca, there is something in all these things that I just listed all contain theremin. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that interferes with ayahuasca, the messages that you're trying to receive from her. We abstained from that for a week. Helbert did it for 2 weeks. To speak about my experience, I waited until last minute to set my intentions. I had them up here this whole time, but I know myself and I really love writing things out. When I write things out, I truly connect with it. So when I finally wrote it out, I was able to open myself more, and I felt really good about the things I wrote that I wanted to connect with. And since I have been waiting for about 10 years to do ayahuasca, I was so excited. I was also nervous. I did not allow myself to really admit that until I was like a day out. The day of, I I really did struggle. So I took the medicine. First of all, it does not taste great. I'll tell you that. It is a brewed combination of the roots and the leaves and the plants. Our shaman comes from a long line of shamans in a area in Colombia where they protect the ayahuasca plant. They have been protecting it for thousands of years. It's just a lovely tradition that him and his family have been doing for many years. And he was honestly just a really great person to have guiding us. He was very wise on what we needed to do. And during my experience, I had a lot of expectations going into it, first of all. Looking back now, I see that was my first mistake. But everything that happened in my ceremony literally was a reflection of my life. Like everything that I have been doing in my life on a day to day basis, or things that I've been feeling stuck with, or certain patterns that I would repeat constantly over and over again, I recognized a good amount during this healing ceremony, and it was hard. Ayahuasca is not for the faint of heart. I literally thought it was going to be easy. I mean, I've heard a lot of people's testimonies, and I heard that it was, so many different things. I definitely heard it was many things. But for me, I really thought it was going to be a little easier because I have been doing this work for so many years. I thought I was going to be able to navigate through it with ease. It was not the case. It really wasn't. So I struggled the first 2 hours to surrender completely to the plant, to the medicine. I literally felt so uncomfortable in my body. Like it was honestly, it was crazy to me how tough it was for me to surrender. After like the 2 hour mark, a few of us have already purged. I still didn't. I, and the thing is, like, not everybody's gonna purge with the medicine. That's not what happens to everybody, but I felt like it did want to come up for me. And one thing with ayahuasca, you do purge because it is releasing the toxins in your body. It's a healing thing. So it's releasing all the negative things that you have in your body. It is trying to get it out. So you purge either by throwing up or by pooping it out. I really felt like I had to throw up, and it was just literally a struggle. It was a battle with myself. And that showed me how expectations really keep you stuck. That was literally a living reflection of the things I have been trying to do for myself this past year. I have these expectations in my mind, and then I fall short, or I believe I've fallen short according to the expectation, and then I stop. I don't necessarily give up because I continue doing it later on. I'll find a way to come back to it, but I do stop for a bit and I'll distract myself because the emotions are so intense and it feels like the doubts coming up, discouraging feeling, just feeling a whole bunch of emotions that I couldn't at the time sit with, couldn't sit with, hold, walk through it with myself. So in ayahuasca, it literally made me do it. It was like, girl, okay, so we're back. My Lumi light died, but we got her back. She is being charged as we speak. So let's hope that she stays alive. What was I saying? I was saying, oh yeah, ayahuasca had me sit. Yes. Yeah, literally had me sit with my emotions, support myself. And this is a practice that I have been doing with myself already for many years, learning how to be with myself. And I didn't know there was a deeper level. until that day. And it was incredibly hard. But when I finally asked the shaman for some advice and told him how stuck I felt, he told me to pray to God, to ask help from God, ask help from ayahuasca, the energy of the plant, and to ask my ancestors for help. And I did. So the moment I finally asked for help and surrendered, that's when everything started flowing for me. That's when everything started changing. I got up and I purged and I felt so much better afterwards. That's when I actually started receiving the downloads, the messages. The first was that I am supported. And this is something that I feel like I deeply needed to know and feel in my body, not just in my mind. And that's also something that came up a lot, that I am very much in my mind and not so much in my body, which is the masculine is very planning, logic, thinking. Like this is the masculine energy, which I tend to be more in, to drop down more into my feminine energy, being here, being present, feeling more into my body. Having that download helped so much. Back to the support, I really needed to feel that. It's very hard to describe, but I felt like everything was with me. God was with me, my ancestors. I felt it's very hard to describe, but it just felt like there was just an immense amount of support, like my ancestors, my God. I feel like I saw them, but it's just so hard to explain, honestly. It was just something that you could sense. I could feel my ancestors, and I felt that God was with me and that I was fully supported. And when I felt that, I felt like something was cradling me. And when I felt that, I started crying because I feel like I had to do things on my own, that I was more valuable if I took everything on my own. And if this is you, I just want to share that you do not have to. Something that came very clear to me was community, and I think that was very much part of the supportive aspect that I felt, was that something told me that I am meant to have a very deep grounding energy. I am meant to work more on it so I could help others feel more grounded. And that was very, very beautiful. Like when I felt that, it's very hard to describe what it was. It was like a knowing, like a feeling, like a sensation. It was like a mix of different things that you felt with this. And it was honestly beautiful. If you are someone who feels like you have to do everything on your own, just know that you do not have to. There are so many people, there are so many resources out there for you. I know for myself, these past 2 years of my spiritual growth has been the most growth, honestly, overall, because I have decided to reach out to people and ask for help. So I feel like I still had that little seed inside of me that said, "Oh no, you have to do all of this on your own." But with the medicine, it was like, "No. You don't have to do things on your own by yourself anymore. You have community, you have support. It's always here. God is always here. Nature's here. It's all supporting us. It's always here trying to give to us." So that was the number one thing that I got from my experience, was that you are deeply supported. The other thing that I received from my experience was to know that I come first, that I need to start putting myself first, and that it's not selfish to put myself first, which I thought it was for the longest time. I would guilt myself for not putting other people first. Me putting myself first allows me to fill up my cup so that I could pour into others a lot more easier. So I got that message very strong. I saw it. I saw myself during the time looking out and being mindful of what everybody else was doing and how they were feeling, if they were okay, if they were fine. Like I was just like more on them and not my experience. And just having that in the middle of it, I was able to talk to Jonathan, and we both were going through the same thing. He was like, I'm like very worried for you guys. And that's something that I have to work on. He told me that, and I was like, the same. I'm worried for you guys, and I'm here trying, I'm having my experience, but I'm also very pendiente. I'm very looking out for you guys. And this is what we do with our community, right? But when we are trying to really understand ourselves, sometimes we take away from ourselves because we feel like we have to give to other people just so they can know that we are there for them. And we think that showing them we love them is by taking away from ourselves, from our experiences. So learning that balance, which we all were in a safe space. We were all good. We were being taken care of by the shaman. There was two other women there that were helping the shaman. They were his students. It was more a pattern than a thing that really needed to be done. So that was something that came up for me, just being more to myself. So put myself first. Put myself first so I could in turn help others. That's the best way that I will be for other people, is just putting myself first. And even saying it right now, I'm thinking like, does that sound selfish? And the other part of me is like, no, it's not. So if you feel like that is selfish, then that's probably something that you have to work on. I also got two very clear messages on two businesses that I'm going to start in the future. It was pretty awesome to experience that I already have to already know that I have the names of my future businesses was pretty sweet. So I have that. And the thing that has come up for me the most is just working and balancing out my feminine and masculine energies. I am very much, like I said earlier, I grew up with a single mother and two other siblings, my sister and my brother. And growing up with a single mother who worked very hard, she had three jobs. I learned that I had to also work hard for myself and that I am the one that has to control my life. So, control was a big thing. And that's something that I have been working on releasing since ayahuasca, is more of being present and releasing control, which has honestly been a journey for me since I started my spiritual journey, is releasing control. But in the past month, that has been like popping up all over the place, like just release control, release control. And when I have been able to release control and be more present, which has been more easier, I feel more in my body. I'm able to feel myself thinking and then like just drop into my body, where this becomes quiet and I am more here. I'm just more present. Like it literally feels like an energy is just lowering and just coming into my body. It like kind of sits on my shoulders and then it just like covers me. So I've been able to like have that practice where it feels like it's a grounding energy. This is more of feminine energy, which is something I've been learning this past year, but it felt more embodied. I felt it more in my body, in being more patient with myself, being more nurturing, listening to my intuition. I've been able to really hear myself and just go with what feels right for me, not what I think needs to be done, you know? Also being able to create and share myself, and it feels so good because this is honestly what I've been working for the past few years. Like it's been on my heart to be able to communicate more. I've just been feeling more able to just express myself in what I need, feeling like I'm more raw with people, not trying to sugarcoat things and trying to find the nice way to say things. Because I know that what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to say it from a place of love and trying to help others. Before, I used to always be worried that I would make somebody feel bad, even though I knew I was helping them. So now I just feel more raw in the things I have to say. And it feels good because I'm not having this filter on all the time. It just feels It feels like a freedom. Ayahuasca was such a amazing journey, and it is still something that is releasing energy, releasing old energy that we have in us. So it's been really great to have that support system with the people that I did ayahuasca with, where we're sharing about how we've been feeling, and literally we're all kind of going through the same things. For me, I had a few weeks where I was having very intense dreams, literally so intense, they felt real. And in those dreams, they offered me a lot of messages about myself and what I need to work on or what I need to release. And it's just been honestly something that I'm so grateful I did. And if you feel called to do it too, I suggest to do it. It definitely isn't for the faint of heart. Just make sure that you have that support system. I am also here for you if you have any questions about this experience that I had. Make sure to reach out, leave a comment below. This is what I've learned so far. I mean, there's a lot more things that I want to share, but because of time, I'm gonna stop it here and continue to share my story and my journey as time goes on. If there's anything that you're interested in learning about or have any questions for me, please feel free to leave comments below and I'll make sure to answer them. Also, thank you for taking your time to be here with me today. I feel very grateful to have finally started my YouTube journey. It's been on my heart for so long to start YouTube, and I feel so excited to be here. Literally been getting coaching just so I could build up the courage to share my voice, share my truth, connect with you on a deeper level. I am going to be sharing so much of what I've been learning and all the inner work I've been doing. So please stay tuned. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you give this a like so the algorithm knows that this content is valuable and that you liked it. So until next time, peace.